In this video on Pink Delicious Hybrid Tomatoes, VFFTST, a very disease-resistant hybrid tomato, and 2022's All-American Selection Award winner. We will cover growing highlights and, yes, growing lowlights, harvesting, tasting, and reviewing. Ready? But first, guys, we're looking at the Pink Delicious, and here's a fruit set, and there is a fruit set. Pink Delicious, look at how nice and big her open blossoms are. Now let's look at the side profile of this truss. Remember, this is going to be a big tomato. July 14th today, and we are looking at the Pink Delicious, and look at that. I've got a bigger one down there in the container, Pink Delicious, but I am starting to realize the fruit set here, and I do need to do some trimming. I don't use any fertilizer here. Pink Delicious, I was telling you, in the actual container, I have added grass around there, a nice grass mulch, which will help to actually keep in the moisture. It's looking great, isn't it? I need to do some trimming on both. Okay, so this is what the Pink Delicious looks like after I have pruned that up. And yes, I do have 3 stems in here. If you prune pretty aggressively, you can have more than 1 tomato plant in a space. And I have done this for decades now. I'm still trying to get a little bit familiar with this fruit set pattern. Remember, the first time that you try a new tomato that you're growing, that you're unfamiliar with, you kind of want to hold back just a little bit until you start establishing what that fruit set pattern is and how that actually is going to grow. Is it going to be a separate fruit set? See, this one is also growing a leaf at the end, so I'm trying to be very cautious to see, is that the norm, is that an oddity, so that I do not cut off anything viable. Guys, it is July 23rd. We are looking at this Pink Delicious tomato. Can you see all of the growth on that? The actual container, and you can see there's some more leaf drop here, blossom drop I should say. And also, I'm not quite sure about that one. In the back, that also dropped. So I am seeing that quite a great deal on this one. I think this is the one that dropped the most. Look at how well this one is coming along over here. Got another little one developing, and lots of new ones on the way. August 12th, this Pink Delicious is starting to get a little pink hue on there for me, and soon I'm going to slap it on a BLT. Guys, it's August 16th. We are looking at Pink Delicious right here. Look at how great she's looking. She's got a little yellow specklies going on here. She's got a pretty fantastic cushion. She seems quite ripe. Let me see if she'll come off easily. Oh my goodness. Just wanting to hold on. There she comes. That's kind of a weird tangle here. You can see how that was all hooked together. So it seems like it had some pull, but it didn't have some pull until we got it into the right space. All right, it is August 18th today, and we are looking at the Pink Delicious, and look at everything on her and more to come. But it is already chilly out here. It's 8 a.m. and it's a little chilly out here for the middle of August. But let's talk about watering. You do want to water them deeply rather than daily so that you can get those deeper roots and that plumper fruit. We are looking at the Pink Delicious in the actual container, and I'm gonna go ahead and take this. You can see it's got a pretty good cushion here. I'm gonna go ahead and take that one. All right, now we're looking at the Pink Delicious over here in ground, and we're gonna go ahead and harvest this one as well. It's kind of caught in between these two limbs. Ooh, that looks great. I just gotta get a hold of it better. There we go. This needs to be pruned. Let me do that. As well as our Pink Delicious in the container. So let me do that as well. All right, so it's all trimmed up. Hopefully you can tell because I haven't gotten to the sweet 100s yet. Also notice how big these are compared to the ones in the container. I went ahead and I took this stem out. It was not viable. I'm not going to have enough time in the season for anything to develop on that anyway. The variety here is going to grow some greenery out of the actual truss. So, look at this. This one seemed to be the one that actually dried up and dropped its blossoms a lot on me. And it didn't necessarily have to be a heat wave. So keep that in mind with this variety. So yes, these Pink Delicious, they are going to need support. They are a heavier, larger tomato, and you can see I've even had to counterbalance the weight that was on the front here with some rocks so that my cage would stay upright for me. I do usually do this at a lean anyway so that I do not scuff up my screens, which are right here, because I have put holes in them before. So they need support. They're container friendly. You can trellis them. All right, this one is ready for us to pick. Look at this. Again, there's some burnout here, some leaf drop. So this has a great little cushion, has a great color of pink to it. I'm gonna go ahead and take that. I also am noticing on a lot of these that we do have yellow speckling on those as well. Okay, Simone's ready to go in. Guys, just a real quick note. This is Pink Delicious. This is Giant Belgium. The coloring and the size is almost August 29th. We're looking at the Pink Delicious right here. This was a little bit of windstorm damage, but look, we have got 6 coming up at the same time, ripening at the same time, which is in ground next to the Giant Belgium, next to the Sweet 100s, and we got 2 ripening at the same time. So it's harvest time again. Woohoo! It is September 1st. We're looking at Pink Delicious. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest all 5 of these ripe and ready ones. Here's today's harvest. I got 5 of them. You can see some of that golden speckles on this one. Lots of cracking. Also, where they're splitting, they're almost overripe. So don't let them hang on the vine for too long. Yeah, I see that Pink Delicious right there. We need to harvest. Been doing quite a bit of harvesting today. Look at that. Also the Giant Belgium and that Orange Chef's Choice. September 7th today. It's already getting cool. This is that Pink Delicious tomato. To me, they remind me of a lot inside and out of a Giant Belgium. They do have a sweetness to them. I do like how they have a lot of pockets of juice in here. It's not just one big block where the core was in the middle. It's separated out beautifully. We have some nice walls. They're not thick. The skin is very pleasant. The taste it's just a sweet, meaty, bigger tomato that reminds me a lot of the Giant Belgium. Nice and meaty. This Pink Delicious tomato sandwich is going to be. September 11th today. I want to make a panini. I'm going to grab this little one right here. Old George Foreman grill to make my panini. I have got this on one side. I've got 2 slices of provolone cheese on each piece of bread. I've got crackled black pepper turkey and 3 little thin slices, I consider thin, of the Pink Delicious tomato. Again, turkey, a layer of 2 pieces of cheese, and this Mr. Mustard hot. Drizzled both sides with a little bit of olive oil. This looks huge and high, but it is going to go down as the cooking process happens. I told you it would smash down. So, half a sandwich, fries, and a petite little strawberry shake. Over here and harvest these Pink Delicious. Ooh, look at all the spotting on the bottom of this one. Go ahead and get this taken off if it will release for me. There it goes. It is review time. We are looking at seeds and such. And we are looking at the new Pink Delicious Hybrid Tomato VFFTST, which this is the breakdown for all of the disease resistance in this hybrid. I have already popped all of these up as the video has gone along, but this is your refresher. With a name including delicious, it has to be good. In addition to the popular trend of having the look, flavor, and texture of an heirloom, combined with the disease resistance benefits of a hybrid. Some gardeners will also love its early maturity and improved germination. Yeah, it did germinate very well for me. I started these from seed in cardboard egg cartons. Enjoy the heavy yields of beautifully pink 11-ounce crack-resistant beef steak sized fruits any way you can slice a tomato. But what's better than the size and color? The taste. This 2022 AAS award winner, which is All-American Selection, is the perfect balance between sweet and acidic, boasting a higher than average Brix rating, coupled with a hearty, meaty flesh. I would agree with all of that. That is hearty, that is meaty. It's more sweet than it is acidic. Vigorous, very much so. Big plant, disease resistant and determinate. Plant can reach up to 6 feet in height. So let's go back to crack resistant. When it was very hot, it cracked a little bit more easily for me. But when it was cooler, it could hold on the vine a little bit longer. Let's talk about those 2 issues I had with Pink Delicious Hybrid Tomato, which are not major considering all of the disease resistance this hybrid comes with. But nonetheless, I am here to share my experiences. I grew 9 different varieties, and this Pink Delicious tomato was the only one that had gold spots or speck, which can be heightened by excessive heat and humidity. That was the cause also for the blossom drop. However, this variety dropped the most and the longest, and seemed to be extra sensitive to heat than the other 8. We had a heat wave and then a heat dome, and all 9 varieties lost blossoms. This made absolute sense with those unrelenting temps. Gold spot speck only occurred with this variety. All other 8 were perfectly fine. Pink Delicious growing right next to the Giant Belgium and Sweet 100s were completely fine, untouched by gold spot or speck. And Giant Belgium is a huge tomato, yet no gold spot, which is calcium oxalate crystals that are under the tomato skin. I still ate them. They were perfectly safe, and the taste was not affected. Yeah, they were still delicious. One Pink Delicious was planted in part shade, and these issues were minimized with the cooler temperatures up front. You'll see that later in footage. Less blossom drop and 0 speck on part shade tomatoes. Again, this tomato has a lot of disease resistance, but the heat, extreme temps, and humidity was problematic for me with Pink Delicious Hybrid this season. Should that stop you? No, and it's not going to stop me again from growing them. This is just what happened this season. Let's go ahead and put this down, and that's my harvest for the day. You can tell the difference with this Pink Delicious because it does have a lot of speckling or splotching, sometimes a little bit of lines in there with that yellow or golden discoloration. And the giant Belgiums are usually flawless. They don't have that. This one happens to be bigger today than the 2 giant Belgiums sitting next to it. So I am going to go through here and prune some stuff, like some of these old trusses. You can also see again where they have just dropped their blossoms. It's September 19th today. We are looking at the Pink Delicious. You can hear the school bus brakes. They have school even though it is our first foggy fall day. We've got the leaves dropping, and I wanted you to see at the bottom of the pot here, resting on the soil line, that I have marked at 4 feet. So this plant, considering this one back here, is probably, this vine is about 4 feet, a little bit more than 4 feet. September 22nd, fall definitely is happening here. Much colder out. Let's go ahead and let's finish harvesting these over here with these Pink Delicious. I already harvested 2. Oop, that has a great cush. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. I'm gonna get a nice harvest bag ready. I have got some other things that I'm gonna take to church. These are definitely going to be one of them. Preacher does like him a BLT. There we go. Now let's go ahead and let's go over to this side and let's look at this Pink Delicious in the container here. And it looks like I've got a couple more here. So yeah, the container did well. However, it is a very big plant. So if you have the option to grow this in ground, I would probably go there first, or I would get myself a bigger pot. These pots came with these trees when they were younger, and look at how glorious that looks. I am definitely getting my money's worth out of these pots where these arboretums came from. 4 days later, we are back looking at this Pink Delicious, and it got very red. It's been holding on the vine very well for 3 days. It is looking fantastic, meaning no soft spots, no rotten spots. So I'm gonna pick that, probably a few more. It's tomorrow will be October 1st, and it definitely is getting to be fall here. Here is the Pink Delicious I just picked next to the black crems. Can you see how much darker the black crems are? Which are acidic, and these are very sweet, very meaty. Both are excellent tomatoes. Guys, it has been under 55 degrees at night, and the tomato production has stopped. Here's what I have left on the Pink Delicious, and I have also cleaned up that one down there in ground. Thank you so much for watching, and I invite you again to subscribe, as I have been gardening for over 40 years and have a lot to teach, show, grow, review, experiment with, and my favorite, a specific variety everything deep dive. So let's try new things together, mix it up, and have a glorious day.